Here I come.
Oh.
Here I come.
Oh.
Are your pawns tired of working? Is rolling unlimited smoke leaf joints very mundane for your colonist? Are those machines starting to cost you more money to maintain? Is the time your pawn spends making those human leather hats just not worth it anymore? Well, I have the answer to all of your burdens. For the ultra low price of $19.99, you can get yourself access to the People of Freedom Disability DLC. No more just capturing your foes and being able to recruit or sell them. Now you can treat them like a pawn, but they aren't pawns. It's kind of like an unpaid internship. Forever. Is your laborer tired of working? Work harder. Is your laborer costing you money? No, because they eat the leftovers, and they reside in shacks. And do you care about their feelings? Didn't know laborers had those. Just listen to our satisfied customers. So they're like colonists.
Sort of, but not really.
Well, I mean, they function like colonists, but not really.
Yes, but your colonists won't have remorse for them.
So they don't have feelings?
No, sir.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So tell me about the problem that you're having pertaining to your colony.
Well, I'm trying to mass produce smoke leaf joints, but my colonists keep getting mad.
Well, with laborers, you can have more of them only making smoke leaf joints all day.
Wow, and I'll be able to basically more than triple my profits and cut costs? That's great.
Well, we'll go ahead and write you down for a couple.
Yes. Actually, give me 7.
So, sir, what brings you to this visit today?
So if you're interested in laborers, go ahead and order today. But with your new laborers, the question is, what is the best way to maintain them? Did I say maintain? I mean, squeeze the most production out of them without them getting mad, which is kind of like how corporations handle their employees in the real world. You can use these captured laborers also for rituals, but why would you sacrifice them for short-term happiness when you could put them to work for a lifetime of profits? First, we have to survey the mechanics of our labor. For example, here we have Anita Handjob, who was born into a tribal family who inherently has alcohol addictions. One day, she decided to venture outside the settlement, and with her craving, she sniffed out a few beers in the middle of the woods, in which was set by my boys to lure her in. I wonder why her tribal ancestors have an alcohol addiction, and I also wonder why they ended up missing. Going through all this trouble, you may be asking yourself, is it worth it to have the pawn be a slave rather than a colonist? And short answer, yeah. Because they won't be seen as people. More specifically, 3/4 of a person, according to the Wikipedia page. They don't need recreation, they have lower expectations, and they don't insult or social fight with colonists. But their most threatening negative is rebellions. Historically, this is terrible. Therefore, you have to suppress them, which can be controlled in different ways. You can go with the good old classic route made famous by the degenerates before the DLCs were a thing. And yes, you know what I mean, the peg legs. If a laborer's movement speed is slowed, it lowers the chance of them rebelling. And also you can catch them very easily if they try to escape anyways. And so they don't make a long day's trek to the production room, just bring the production room to them. In regards to movement speed, heavy clothing does not have the same effect. And why would you want to armor the people who you don't want to rebel against you? The next is the mood factor. To sum this up, the higher the mood, the least likely they are to rebel. After all, why would a laborer that is being treated like a colonist want to leave? Sadly, this isn't the case though. You still can treat your laborers like scum and they will still be somewhat okay because they have lower expectations. That's how I got my girlfriend. She lowered her expectations. The amount of laborers you also have plays a part. Because more laborers you have, the more likely they are to function like a union. The more of them you have, the more likely a rebellion. Even if each laborer has a low percentage of rebellion individually, you have more values to roll that chance. I would recommend about 5 or less for safe odds, so that's about the size of a medium family. Finally, you have the suppression factor itself. The higher the percentage the suppression, the least likely a rebellion is to occur from that one individual. But this bar lost its percentage over time with the base being minus 20% per day. But you can combat this by tailoring your laborers a slave collar or a slave body strap. Also, your assigned warden will occasionally assure the laborers of their position in the society, which will increase their suppression by either being civil and discussing that they are not indeed getting a raise or pay at all, or you can just beat the shit out of them. Not to mention, replacing their decorations in their workspace with terror objects. It will increase their suppression when they are around them. You can use skull spikes, terror sculptures, and my favorite, cages with bodies in it. If you do have the royalty DLC, giving your laborers one of those few brain implants, and then when they rebel, use an EMP on them and it will give them brain shock. And literally their consciousness will be maximum 10%, and then you can go round them up. So now that you are filled in on the to maintain and hire your employees, you can now have the most civilized of environments on the rim. Enjoy your healthy process.
Look what I found in my pocket. Look, a year's salary right here. What I call them? Fun coupons.